We have spent the last 5 years chronicling the opening couple of seasons to a new franchise, the Mexico City Aztecs here in the Western Conference of the NBA. They're the newest Western Conference team, and these last 2 seasons we have actually made the playoffs. First in year 4 via the play-in tournament, and then this past season as the 3 seed in the West. But both of those playoff seasons ended in different ways, albeit equally disappointing ways. Last year especially is a year that I think we have to, 1, build off of, but 2, improve upon. Because obviously last year, if you were watching, we lost our last 2 home playoff games in heartbreaking fashion. Both times we gave up last-second 3-pointers that put the Utah Jazz in front after we were in the lead by 1 point in both of those games. Now we come into year 6, and expectations are very high for this team because we have a roster that is one of the best across the entire NBA. Starting with our new small forward, well, not new small forward, but our new star, like actual superstar on the team, John Cobb. He is coming off his rookie contract, just got a massive extension worth about $210 million across 4 seasons, and he's up to a 92 overall, 11 badge, all-around star. He is primed to be a top 10, top 15 NBA player, and he is going to once again be the star of the show. But coming in behind Cobb, we've got Kylan Moore. He went up 8 overall points in the offseason, really improved on his game for the first time in his career, and entering his 3rd season, I think we should expect him to have a massive uptick in production compared to his first couple seasons. He's now got 14 badges and is considered a 2-way slashing shot creator. I'm expecting a lot more offense from him especially, and we're going to try and get him the ball as much as we can early on in this season. We've got Jarris Walker, Cam Christie both returning, David Dennis on the last year of his rookie contract, Mark Williams back for another year, the first of his new extension. We brought back Marcus Sasser. We've still got Dylan Young and Corey Kispert. The heart and the core of this team is the same as it was last year, and we're hoping to bounce back from the heartbreaking way that we closed year 5. So with the change to kind of the stars on this team, we're going to bump up Kylan Moore's touch tendency to about 95, just a little bit below John Cobb, but in that same area, and definitely above David Dennis, who right now has a 91 touch tendency, which I might consider lowering, but I think I'm fine on that for now. But we are definitely going to increase the touch tendencies for Kylan Moore. And we open this season against a very highly touted opponent, a team that, despite finishing below 500 a year ago, has a lot of young talent, and they are all approaching their peaks or have already reached their peaks. They got a really good starting 5, a couple of really solid bench players. It's a team that, for the most part, has overall ratings that do match up pretty well to ours. Not quite as much for the top player on the team, but for the 2 to 7 ranked players on the roster, it's a very even matchup. They've got Darius Williams, a former 1st overall pick. He is now in his 2nd season, coming off a year where he averaged 15, 4, and I believe 7, and also 1 Rookie of the Year. So I'm expecting a pretty nice performance out of Darius Williams. They got Bilal Coulibaly alongside Alex Sarr still, so these 2 guys have grown over the last 5 years in this franchise to become really solid and honestly really good starters for most teams. Jaren Jackson Jr. now over here at the 5. Mikal Bridges was acquired in a trade during the draft in this past offseason. They got Carlton Carrington coming off their bench alongside Ethan Love, who was also picked up in a trade. So some new players, but a lot of guys that have been here for at least the last year or 2. And both teams are considered to be contenders this year, so a cross-conference matchup Could this potentially be the NBA Finals preview? I think it's possible. Is it likely? Probably not. I'm not really sure that I have those expectations for the Aztecs here in year 6, but it's definitely a year in which we should probably have our best year to date in terms of record and how we close the year in the playoffs. But here we go. It is premiere week and opening nights here in Washington. At least for us, they've already played one game. But it's John Cobb and Colin Moore against Mikal Bridges, Alex Sarr, and Jaren Jackson Jr. Let's tip things off here on opening nights. And the tip-off is won by Jaren Jackson Jr. as the Wizards will get things started here in Capital One Arena. I want to see a lot of good stuff from the offense here. I'm expecting good things after how we played against Utah on the offensive end, because I think we were a really good playoff offense. Defense is definitely a thing to work on, but I think with Colin Moore improving in every area in the offseason, I think there's going to be a lot to like about his game as he scores the first points for us this season, and I wouldn't have it any other way. Play setting up for Mikal Bridges. His 3-ball is up and in as Washington puts their first points on the board. Screen set by Jarris Walker. He gets the feed from Christie and connects from downtown. So Jarris Walker finds himself back in a starting role. We're going to rock with this early on, see how this works with Moore back at the 5. And if we don't like what we're seeing, then we'll probably just switch back to Mark Williams at the 5 and Moore at the 4, which could be a better matchup for him now that he's improved so much. But I want to see him play his natural spot first. He gets the feed from Cobb and throws it down as the Stars link up on our third basket of the contest. Here's a quick 3. Catch and shoot for Sarr. It's not going to drop in. Screen comes over from Colin Moore, freeing up Christie for a 3-ball, which is offline. Sarr backing down a Walker. Fading away. Shot's not going to go. It's left for Cobb. His first shot of the season is up and out. Screen set by JJJ. Mikal Bridges switched on to Walker, and he's going to draw the foul and got the bucket too. Mikal Bridges has all 5 points for Washington. Make it 6. Colin Moore steps back, has space, but can't knock down the mid-range shots. But looks like those will go on a good basis, I think, if we can get those kinds of looks time and time again. A lot of room for Cobb. Now he's 0 for 2 from the fields. Got a mismatch here down low as Jackson Jr. goes right at Cobb, but can't finish over him. Screen set again for Christie. Now a pick and roll, caught off, and it's going to be out of bounds off of Moore. After a timeout, Wizards have the ball, and Mikal Bridges knocks down his second 3 to put Washington on top. Down low, Colin Moore getting to work on Jackson. Got his own miss back. Offense keeps possession. Cobb left for Dennis. Wide open look. It drops in for Dennis's first points this season. Baseline, getting physical down low. There's JJJ with the buckets. Screen set by Moore. Bridges picks up Cobb again, and this time is called for the foul. And Cobb's looking for his first points of the contest. The first free throw is up and good. Cobb's coming off his best season. Looking to build off of that and have another great year, hopefully even better than last. As they get a quick pass up ahead, but Moore blocks the shot. Putback won't go for Jackson Jr. Solid low post defense right there by Moore. I want to see more rim protection from him this season, and better rebounding too. He's going to work once again. Won't score, gets it back, and that'll go. Driving, it's Williams. Back out to Sarr. Good defense by the Aztecs here. Jackson drives it and picks up the foul on Moore. That's going to be his first. We have not seen Darius Williams shoot the ball yet, only pass it. As the first free throw rattles off the rim for Jackson Jr., he splits them. Nice spin move. Cobb pulls up and got the bounce for his first field goal. I think he has a relatively tough matchup here in this game against Mikal Bridges, who is a pretty good on-ball defender. But Cobb's like a 92 overall. I'm expecting him to have a couple of nice plays and good moments here at least. Here's Williams driving and scoring on his first shot attempt of the night. Aztecs want to talk things over. Off the bench for the first time, we've got both Mark Williams and Dylan Young on the court as Williams from the low post can't get it to drop in. 8 rebounds for us, 6 for Washington. There's Darius Williams with his second bucket on his last 2 shots. High ball screen set. Williams rolls inside. It's way too easy on the pick and roll. We saw that work time and time again last season, and Williams gets off to a good start here. Cutting inside, Bridges picked up, out to Bub Carrington. Washington trying to find some room. Williams drives it again and scores. Now a little big man action here as Kylan Moore gets the bounce to drop in after a couple of hops off the rim, and that's going to be his second or third field goal here, but he's already looking pretty good. I like his offense. I like the shots he's taken so far. I like his role already here in the first quarter. That shot's not going to go for Bridges. Moore wants to attack the basket, left it short, and it's pulled in by Sarr. Carrington pushing the tempo, a bit too strong off the backboard. Cutting inside, it's Dennis! Eventually got the basket. The dunk wouldn't go, but it still goes in despite the miss. That is a strange bucket right there, but I'll take it. I'll take anything. Behind the arc again, Mikal Bridges continues to pour it on from behind the arc. Corey Kispert now, and he picks up the assist on his first play of the season as he finds Darius Walker, who knocks down his second 3. Marcus Sasser also now out there for the Aztecs, and he's called for the reach-in. Inbound to Ethan Love, his 3 won't go. So he's a new player here in Washington, acquired via trade during the NBA drafts. He gets the stop right there on Cobb, who is off to a relatively cold start as Darius Walker picks up a denial off Alex Sarr. Here's a 3 for Jalen Smith. That one's not going to go. Not sure that's kind of his shot. He can knock him down, but he's not going to be very reliable from out there. Cobb finds Williams inside again for another dunk. Harrington steps into a 3 and cashes in. That is a really tough shot. Kispert lobs it inside. Cobb with a good pump fake, but left the layup short. Ethan Love pulls down the rebounds. Harrington to Sarr. Nice cut by Kispert. He gets the fade right there from Darius Walker. Those are his first points this season. Want to see more of a role for Kispert. Want to see him take more 3s for sure. He's going to get the least playing time of any player off our bench, I believe, but I still want him to be a guy that we can rely on to shoot the 3. That's a block for Walker again, his second on Sarr. Carrington, a foot inside the arc, can't get it to go, and Cobb is there for the rebounds. Good penetration by Kispert, but Sarr's right there. Tough matchup for him. Now time winding down. Cobb has to make a move, but can't knock it down. Now he's 1 for 6. Last play of the quarter. It's Carrington from the elbow. 0.2 on the clock, and it's a 1-point game through 1. Alrighty, second quarter underway. Aztecs have the ball. It's been a really tight game so far. We've seen Cobb get off to a slow start. Kylan Moore's had plenty of shots, about half of which have not gone in. But I've liked his play so far. I've liked his defense, especially here. Young drives, throws it down. Jalen Smith's call for the foul. He picked up 2 bodies on this poster. That is Jalen Smith, and I'm not sure who that is. Maybe that's Delano Banton with the initial coverage on Young. Either way, he is at the line to cap off a 3-point play. And it is up and out. Carrington gets by Young, drives inside. Somehow the bucket's going to go. Now this 3-point play can tie things up. Carrington knocks it down. It's 31-all. Good little flare out here. Kylan Moore tries a triple. It won't go. He's 0 for 2 down from downtown. He should be a lot better on those, but not by like a long shot. He's still going to be very questionable from distance as Young is called for his 2nd straight foul. And it's again going to put Carrington at the line for a couple of free throws. He's already got 8 points. Adding to it here. He goes 1 for 2. Screen comes up for Moore. Sasser fires a triple and got it to go for his first points. Sarr pulls up from the free throw line. Shot's not going to go. Good hand up there by Moore. He brings it up, finds Williams, cutting inside for the deuce. Jalen Smith lofts it. Carrington, a couple of pump fakes, and eventually finds the basket. 8 lead changes, 4 ties so far. Washington keeping pace. Good pump by Christie. Gets by his man, pulls up this time, but misses the shots. Jalen Smith should have been called for a travel. We do get the stop, though, on defense, thanks to Mark Williams. Christie, catch and shoot 3. Can't knock it down. And he has yet to score so far in this game. I want to get him more involved here. That's a block for Williams. Loving our low post defense so far. Moore getting physical and can't finish. I think he could be shooting better so far, but it's early on. It's not a problem right now. Want to see Cobb or him kind of take over at some point here in this game. Got to find a shot. Coulibaly rises and hits to tie things at 36. And I think he's actually come off their bench here in this game, if I recall correctly. I don't think he was in their starting 5. Looking to break the deadlock. There's Dennis rising off the assist from Mark Williams. David Dennis off to a hot start. 7 points, 3 for 3 from the fields. He was our worst shooter in that playoff series against the Utah Jazz. In fact, he was our only shooter below like 42% from the field. So really hoping for him to become a much more consistent performer on a game-by-game basis as we, get through this year number 6. Young drives and can't get it to go. Good defense by Mikal Bridges. Cobb's back out there. Christie comes off the court and takes a breather. I think Carrington was the player that actually started over Coulibaly at the 2. Here he is with the ball. Nice pass to the corner, and Sarr unable to connect on the open shots. Kylan Moore with the pick. David Dennis, still perfect. Sarr backing down Moore. Very physical down there. He left it short. Sarr on opening night for Washington. And Charlotte put up 18 points, 8 for 15 from the field. I think he's already missed like 5 shots thanks to Moore's defense. Here's Bridges, blocked from behind by Kylan Moore. Great help defense by the big man. Now a mismatch down low for Williams. Draws a double. Will still go up with it and score. Here's Bridges coasting inside for the lay-in. Dylan Young just a step behind. It's 42-38. We've got Braden McCaw at the scorers table. He'll check back in or check in for the first time here soon as Dennis once again rises up for the alley-oop. Dylan Young picks up the assist. And Dennis is off to a really good start. Now 5 for 5. A couple of alley-oops, a couple of jump shots falling for him. I'm liking his play so far. Here's Carrington off the screen. Thought twice about the shots. Now he will try it from distance. And it's going to go. Dylan Young. Catch and shoot three. Won't go. Moore's there on the glass. And he picks up the foul on Sarr. Free throws. The first of the season for Kylan Moore. The first one drops in for him. He's now got his takeover activated. And he knocks down both. Not entirely sure how much his free throw rating went up by in the offseason, but I think it's at least probably like 4 to 5 points higher. Here's Bridges with the floater. Soft touch off the glass. It'll go. Setting up for Kylan Moore. A foot inside the arc. That one rattles out. Mikal Bridges pulls down the rebounds. We do have McCaw now out there. He will wear number, 34 for us? Yes, it is. So he's 34. He's got the headband. He's got the leg sleeve and the arm sleeve. Well, we'll see what he can do in about 10 minutes of action here on opening nights. He's calling for it down low. Fades away. Shot almost went. Back door. Bridges back out to Williams. Crosses over. Keeps his dribble and eventually draws the foul on Young, his third. They've been kind of going after him this quarter. Williams putting up 19-6 in their first game against the Hornets. And is off to a really good start here. Has yet to miss a shot from the field or the line. Let's get one of these two guys going here. They link up on the pick and roll again. 12 points for Kylan Moore on 38% shooting. But he's had a couple of offensive rebounds, several blocks. Here's a screen from Baldwin. He rolls inside. Moore's right there to stuff that shot back in his face. Up ahead, he finds McCaw. Baseline jump shot in for his first career bucket. Daddy finds Williams behind the arc. He and Dennis, both point guards, perfect from the fields. Moore the screen. Sasser finds him once again, rolling inside. Bridges once again coasting inside. That little corner screen works a lot. And we turn the ball over. What was that idea from Sasser there? Not a smart pass. Williams, his first miss, gets it back, missed again, and he gets back-to-back offensive rebounds. And eventually it's going to go in. How do you allow that? Come on, guys. McCaw leaves it for Kispert. He's got space. That's more like it. Bridges lost it. Ka picks up the steal. We've got numbers. Sasser throws it down. 5-point lead. Would pass all the way up ahead to Bridges, so we can't do it, but they can. Come on, man. Just got caught sleeping there a little bit. 3-point game again. Moore in the high post. Going up against Baldwin. Will pass out of it. Now he comes over. Sets the screen. Kispert rolls inside. Picked up by Coulibaly. Has to shoot. It's no good. Off the screen. It's a three. Offline from Daddier. Hopefully I'm not butchering his name, but that's actually not Delano Banton. It's Daddier. Never heard of him, but he's here. Final play here of the first half. Aztecs lead by 3. Cobb to make it 6. It's no good. We got to get him going here before it's too late. Aztecs in front by 3 at the break on opening night. All right, second half underway here as we have a very close back and forth game here, but we have had the lead for, I would say, the majority of the contest, but the Wizards are right there with us. Kylan Moore, first shot of the half, won't go. He has not shot the ball particularly well, neither has Cobb. If we can't get either guy to go and pick up the rhythm here, then it's going to be tough to hold on to this lead for the entire game. There's Jarris Walker, though, with the bucket. I think the only way where you feel comfortable with this team in this game is if the defense keeps up, because so far that's been keeping us in front here. But if we can't play defense and the offense cannot find the rhythm for our 2 stars, then you're going to have some big problems. It's been a big day for Mikal Bridges so far. He's got 22 points. He's been heavily involved for the Wizards. He's been playing some good defense on Cobb as well. Speaking of Cobb, here he is with the ball, shuffling inside to Moore for the deuce. Despite Cobb not shooting well, he has passed the ball very well. I think he's got like 5 or 6 assists already. Doing a very good job spreading the wealth and sharing the rock. Williams striving on Dennis. Another score goes for him. Cobb looks to drive it on Bridges, tries to go up over Jackson, and Moore's right there for the putback. Moore has completely controlled the offensive glass so far in this one. Coulibaly floats it inside. Bridges is fouled, I guess, on the dunk. It does not go. I disagree with the call, but first free throw up and good for Mikal Bridges. And he's got 24 now. What is this shot? It's off from Cobb. He's just trying to force the issue right now after getting off to a slow start. And now Moore strips Jackson, but he gets it back and then draws the foul as well. What a disaster of the last couple plays. Should be a steal. Instead, it's 3 points, and we're tied at 63. Can David Dennis carry the offensive load, perhaps? That's going to be his first miss of the contest. Not really a smart shot, necessarily, but he did have some room. And we got a mismatch somewhere. They got Sar against Dennis now. He finds Bridges for the 3. It's not going to go in. Lobbing it up. Dennis can't get to it now. It's knocked away by Sar. That's the first time it hasn't worked so far in this game. It worked the first couple times. I think about our defense right now. It's a lot of off-ball screens currently beating us, like that one right there. Cobb has not been beat on the ball, but a lot of good screens being set by these bigger forwards for Washington. And they have their first lead of the half. Christie driving it. Almost got the bucket. It's going to go against Coulibaly on the foul. Front end. He sinks it. And Christie, I believe, just put on his first points. Sar driving and scoring on Jarris Walker. Very physical take. He's a much taller player. I think this game especially is going to be a tough matchup for Jarris Walker just because of that size, but most forwards aren't as big as Sar. Christie crosses over, leaves it for Moore. Jackson guarding him, and he puts it up and in. Driving again, and Williams is fouled by Dennis. I disagree again. 15 points for Williams. Very efficient so far. Passing the ball very well. On track for about 30 and 10. Dennis with it. Has Cobb wide open for the layup. Just his second field goal. Mikal Bridges wants it down low. He fades over Cobb and got it. Come on, man. He's going to put up 40. Cobb for 3. There it is. Finally dropping in. And we're tied at 72. 5 straight for Cobb. Well, that opened the floodgates for him. That would really help us out. But can we get some defensive stops? Bridges for 3. This time it's not going to go. Well, that was a really good look. It's left on the outside. 3rd try for Kylan Moore. Won't go. But Walker's right there. And the putback is too strong. That one's got to go in, man. Sarr leaves it for Bridges. Driving. They're going to call Cobb for the foul. The 4th on the Aztecs already. We're 1 or 2 away from putting the Wizards in the bonus for the rest of the quarter. And Mikal Bridges already has 30 points. That is a lot. Cobb wants to isolate here. Bridges can't get the stop. Really nice touch there with that left hand from Cobb. And he's finally finding his offensive rhythm here. Off-ball screen setting up, and Sasser's call for the personal foul. That will put the Wizards in the bonus. Just a stupid off-ball foul, kind of running into a screen, and Jaren Jackson Jr. will knock down the pair of free throws. Driving once again, and fouled. It's Cobb at the line for 2. That's the 2nd on Mikal Bridges here in this one. Running for Cobb is silky smooth. And this game is tied again. Hand off to Sarr. He's picked up by McCaw, and Bridges will get behind the defense for the reverse jam. Double screens set for Cobb. His 3 will go, and he has caught fire here in this 3rd quarter. Just what I was asking for. Aztecs have their first lead since the Wizards jumped in front back when it was 63-66. Sarr to put Washington in front. Here's McCaw. Quick shot won't go. And Bridges comes in for the rebounds. You've got to start getting some stops on him. That miss by Sarr leads to a rebound for Williams. Fast break, and Cobb lost it. Bridges picks up the steal. Drives it to Jackson for 2. 10 points now off turnovers for Washington. They lead by 4. Sasser out of a shot finds Williams. Wide open again. He's got 10. Bridges drives. Come on, man. The 6th foul. We have seen a lot of these kind of like high foul quarters from us the last couple of showcase games. And Bridges just continues to pour on the points. Mark Williams comes over, sets the screen. Kispert picks up his dribble. Now it's with Kylan Moore. Back to Sasser. Has to force it. It's not going to go. Shot clock winding down. Williams can't be stopped. He and Bridges have been elite. Moore for 3. Cannot get it to drop. Now 0 for 4 from downtown. But he picks up a steal. We're trailing by 6. Could use a bucket. We're going to have a couple of free throws. Bub Carrington called for the foul. Kispert at the line for a pair. Misses the front end. He's supposed to be really good at these. Come on, man. They can hit theirs, but we can't hit ours, I guess. Kispert, 1 for 2. Shot clock under 5 for Washington. Please get a stop here, Dylan Young. The 3 won't go for Bridges. Couple screens for Dennis. He's got room to fire and knocks it down. Off-ball screen sets up a 3 for Williams. That shot's not going to go. Now it stands to tie or take the lead here. Dennis getting physical against Williams and got him to pick up the foul. It's going to be the first on him, 4th against the Wizards in the quarter. And the bonus now are the Aztecs, as now Dennis is going to miss one. He shot 92% a year ago. Come on, man. We could be tied right now or have the lead if Kispert and Dennis both hit their free throws. Carrington gets the pass down low and scores. Dennis, I think, has actually perhaps regressed on-ball defense. He's been getting beat ever since the Utah Jazz series, and that has continued here into this opening night game. Definitely a concern to keep an eye on for the rest of his future with the team. They'll have the final shot of the quarter. Sarr against Walker, fading away. It's no good, but Washington outscores us by 6 in the third to take a 3-point lead with 1 quarter left to go. It's going to be a close one. Wizards have it to open the 4th quarter. They lead by 3. Carrington has shot the ball well. Bridges, though, has been electrifying. He's got about 40 or so points. He's been really good. Dadier has to force the shots, and he knocks it down. And now we turn the ball over. Just a bad pass from Dennis, and the Wizards are going to keep adding to their lead. Just a dumb fast break foul by Cobb, and we have gotten off to a terrible start in this 4th quarter. The free throw, though, luckily is off the mark. Here's McCaw with a quick shot, but it's not going to go. He's now 1 for 3 shooting. Bridges, the floater over Dennis. It's not going to go. Williams boxes out for the rebounds. We trail by 8, I believe our largest deficit of the contest. Been a nice second half by Washington so far, but still anybody's game. Lots of basketball left. That is a really ill-advised shot. Not a fan. Carrington looks to drive it and scores. What is it with Dennis and on-ball defense right now? We can't get a stop. Downhill, Williams rolls inside for the jam. That'll kickstart the offense, hopefully. Dadier finds Bridges, rolling inside. We've got no answer for him. 37 points. Cobb, guarded by Coulibaly, throws up a shot, but it rattles off the rim. This is the wrong display to open the 4th quarter. Offense can't buy a bucket. Defense can't get stops. We trail by 10. Wizards trying to pull away here. Bridges continues his takeover. Shot clock under 5. Gotta shoot something here. Kispert, front rim and out. They already have 100 points. They're on track to clobber us now. Dadier now with the bucket. He looks to be a bit chicken up after the shot, though. But the Wizards are pulling away. Early in the 4th quarter, we have no answer for them. Here's a high ball screen. Williams blocked from behind. And the Wizards will call timeout to get Dadier off the court. We're going to fight back in this game. We got to get stops right now and start a run before it's too late. We've seen this time and time again. Battling back after being down in the 4th quarter. Can we do it again here on the first game of year 6? 8 minutes left to go. That's a really tough shot for McCaw. I've really not liked our shot selection so far in the 4th quarter. It's been pretty poor. Jackson, ball tipped up. Shot won't go. He cannot get the ball back to try again. Who can give us a spark on offense here? We've only made 1 shot so far in the first 4.5 minutes. Kispert with it. Comes off the screen. Guarded by Smith. Williams missed it. Gets it back. The offense can try again. But it's got to be a smart shot, not a bad one. Under 5 on the clock. McCaw throws it up and out. Williams, a third time, finally got the bucket. You've got a huge mismatch somewhere else, but Jackson takes advantage of this one and draws the third foul against Sacha. So he's got 3, Young's got 3. Both guys come off our bench. That's been disappointing so far, but at least Jackson Jr. is not the best free throw shooter in the world. He goes 1 for 2. Kylan Moore, Cam Christie, Jarris Walker all back out there. Let's get a run going here. Walker comes off the screen and scores, plus the foul on JJJ. That's a big play. The free throw will close the lead to 10. Williams shuffles it to Jackson. Really good play right there from the Wizards. They've now shot 51% from the field. We've shot 48%. But free throws have been a big difference so far, and so have threes, I think. In the corner, Hobbs got it. Waits for the screen. Fires it to Moore for the easy buckets. With Bridges off the court, you really cannot let Washington continue this offensive downpour. But we just got no answers right now. They've shot 40 for 77. They have shot way better in the second half than the first half. And despite Cobb and Moore, I think, both shooting better, it really hasn't made much of a difference here. That ball's tipped up off the backboard. We just cannot get a run to go at all, man. That one's blocked, though, by Jarris Walker, his 3rd of the contest. Christie into a 3, drills it. Leads cut to 9. Williams cuts and scores. Moore just a touch late on the help there. But Dennis, man, like, I was expecting a whole lot better from him on defense, but he's let Williams, he's let Carrington both kind of score at will on him. I'm not liking his defense in this game at all. In fact, I've really not liked most of our defense by most of our players. Moore and Walker, I think, have been the best guys. They've had several blocks each, but they've also allowed plenty of buckets themselves, too. Ethan Love, catch and shoots. No good. Here's a winner to jump back in. A 3 can make it a 6-point game. Moore has a mismatch against Love here. Takes a really tough shot. Why is that the look you take? Again, just not a fan of the shots we've taken so far in this 4th quarter. Sarr in the paint, leaves it for Williams. Time counting down. Williams got it again. Come on, man. I'm just asking for a couple stops in a row. We can't do it. Time is running out for the Aztecs. Mid-range jump shot will go for Kylan Moore, but 2s will not be enough if we can't get stops. You got to get a couple 3s to drop in now. Under 3 to go. It's a 9-point lead for Washington here on their home courts. Ethan Love open again. It's no good. Lobbing it up, knocked away. That has not worked a single time here in this second half. It's been 3 turnovers. Jaren Jackson Jr. for 3, and he absolutely drains it. Lead up to 12 again for Washington. We just did not get good offense from our stars in the first half, and we have not played good defense in the second half. And that's been a bad combination. Williams turns the ball over, though. Here's a chance to keep us alive a little bit. Christie rolls inside and threw it right at a defender. What are you thinking there, man? Man, this has been so frustrating. Offense has not looked really good. Dennis had a good first half, but has been way less efficient, way less involved here in the second. It's been the opposite for Cobb. But we needed more from about everybody on this team to win this game. And we're going to lose. We're going to start the year 0-1. A final score of 121-104 here on the road on opening night. And I am not happy. A very disappointing performance. We have a lot to work on based on this game alone. I'm not really sure what I was expecting coming into this first game of the year, but it definitely wasn't to lose by 17 points, that's for sure. Or to see Bridges drop 42 points on 15 for 22 shooting. I'm not sure we could have done a whole lot to stop him from feeling this good coming into the game, but you gotta play better defense to win. You cannot allow 121. And this is kind of going back to those Utah Jazz games from the playoffs last year. We allowed over 120 in pretty much every game in that series. Now, the offense was not quite as good for us in the fourth quarter as it was the first three quarters. We only scored 18 points. We just went cold at the absolute worst time, and they outscore us by, 18 points in the second half, or 20 points in the second half to beat us by 17 points. Just a really bad second half by us. Defense was awful. I am really unimpressed. I liked how many shots we got for Kylan Moore. 26 is pretty good. 16 for Cobb, I think, is a little lower than I'm used to, but that's fine. He wasn't shooting very well in the first place, so I can't really complain. But both guys gotta shoot better in games like this against really good opponents. And Dennis needs to play better defense. He and Cobb both played poor defense here in this game. And McCaw took a couple of really, bad shots. He hit one good look that was wide open, but missed a couple of really tough shots. And we just gotta play better defense, play better overall. There's a lot that we could fix or do better, I guess, in this game to win. But they were the better team by far. They pulled away, and for good reason. And I want to see more out of our paint defense as well. We had several blocks. We had 3 for Moore, 3 for Walker. But blocks aren't everything. So how can we do better? I'm not really sure. But we're going to now sim a couple of weeks. I'm not sure what game I want to watch next episode, but I do want to at least sim about a month of time and see how simming goes for this 5-man. This starting 5 rotation, and then we'll go from there. Maybe we'll watch the Rockets game in November. Could be a really fun second game to dive into next time. Could see that game. We could see the Suns. We could see Portland, who we of course have history with. So there's a number of teams that we could face. We could get a rematch against the Utah Jazz, or do you want to save that for later on in the year? Just kind of depends on what you're feeling. We could see Kibu Miller and the Kings right after that game against the Utah Jazz, because Miller is one of the best up-and-coming prospects already at Cobb's level, I would say, despite being a couple years younger. So there's definitely a couple of key matchups coming up soon. But I'm going to sim up until the Rockets game. I might jump in for a close game or two if I'm feeling like doing that, but we will come back when I find what I'm looking for. Our first win of the year comes in the second leg of that back-to-back to open the year. It comes against the Lakers. Cobb drops 31, Christie 24, Kylan Moore 17 points, 15 boards, shot the ball poorly, and picked up 5 fouls, but still put up some good numbers in the box score. And we had a lot of guys get involved here in this game. We played solid defense, it looks like, based on the 107 for the Lakers. This game comes against Will McBride, who we chose to not draft in that same draft as Dennis a couple years ago. So how has he done in comparison? He has definitely not been as involved in the offense as Dennis has been for us. He shot the ball relatively poorly. This year, through a couple of games, has shot the ball better. But over the last couple of years, his first 3, he was not a very good jump shooter, but was a good passer and was a guy that could pick up a steal and a block here and there. So I think he's been worse than Dennis for sure, but maybe this year he'll break out. Who really knows? But they get 23 from DiVincenzo, and we hold them to 41% from the field. If we can play this level of defense against teams like the Wizards, then I won't have any concerns, but that remains to be seen. Close game against the Mavericks here in our 3rd game of the year. Where have we seen this before? It's always the Mavericks, man. They lead by 4, 1 minute and 11 seconds left. Let's jump in to watch the rest. Can we pull off a little comeback here? The Mavericks have the ball. They lead by 4. They're looking for their first win of the season. Here's our first look at the home uniforms in action for the first time. The new home uniforms. Let's get a stop right here. This is, I believe, Keegan Murray with the ball. He rises up, left it short. Moore pulls down the miss. Here's our chance to close it to 1 score. Moore drives, left it short, but it's because he was fouled. That will be number 6 on Derek Lively. He is fouled out of the game, so in comes Jeremy Sohan and the rest of their starters. First free throw drops in for number 23, and he goes 2 for 2. Kyrie Irving still here in Dallas, finds Lonzo Ball, missing the shot. The former Aztec cannot put us away. Moore, good pump fake. But the offense resets. We trail by 2. A 3 could put us in front. Dennis will try just that, and he succeeds. 13.2 left. Mavericks will talk things over and advance the ball. The Mavericks have a chance to break our hearts again. They trail by 1. They can save for the final shot of the game, and it's probably going to be a shot by Kyrie Irving. He's going to try a 3. It's open, but it's no good. The Aztecs slip away. Thanks to that man right there, David Dennis, the game-winning shots. And we pick up win number 2 in year number 6. I love seeing us get wins like this. 26 for Dennis, 23 for Cobb, and only 8 out of 9 shots. So he didn't really shoot the ball a whole lot, but was very effective when he did. Kylan Moore held in check here in this game, 9 and 7 for him only. Kyrie 26, Sohan 24. We come out on top, shooting better in every area. But we have our first injury to Corey Kispert. A sprained right foot will knock him out for probably only these next 2 games. But in his place, who can we bring in? We can probably give more playing time to McCaw, honestly. Or we could give playing time to Dylan Young. I think that's probably the best move for us to make here. We're going to bump Christie up from 26 to 32 minutes a game until Kispert returns. And then we'll play McCaw only for a few minutes at shooting guard. And let's Christie actually gets 34 minutes. I'm not going to add somebody off for a bench to replace Kispert. I just want to roll with a 9-man rotation until he comes back, because it's only going to be a short-term injury. 3 straight wins now since opening night as we bludgeon the San Antonio Spurs by 33 points, led by Jarris Walker, 29 points with 5 rebounds, 5 assists, 4 steals, great shooting. Dennis and Cobb with 20 and 9 at least each. Very good offense from this team here these last couple of games. Dan George, 18 points. Wemby, only 16 and 10. Got a close game thrown here in a very high-scoring affair in the second leg of this back-to-back. We're going to keep the win streak going now against the Celtics as they lead 145 to 144 on their home court with 2:10 left to play. But here we go in TD Garden. Aztecs have the ball, trailing by only a point. Cobb fades and knocks it down to put us in front by 1. That is not our first lead tonight, but it is our first lead in the last several minutes of game time. Jay Stevens has the ball, guarded by Cam Christie. He spins. Can't lay it in, though, and Christie pulls it down. Cobb looking to drive again. Blocked by Porzingis. Tatum, quick shot over Walker. Got it to go. And Boston retakes the lead. Good defense by Boston so far in this possession, but it collapses late in the shot clock. It's Kylan Moore with the buckets. He's got 22 on 53% shooting from the fields. Stevens with it again. Christie, good on-ball defense thus far. Tatum has to fire and lays it in for 2. Back-to-back buckets by him. Inbound to Cobb. Left for Moore inside. Got his own miss back. It stays with the offense. Now Moore sets the screen. Dennis drives, spins, misses the layup. And we're going to have to foul here. Got to foul one more time to put Boston in the bonus. And the free throws will belong to Jaylen Brown. I'm honestly not really too sure how good he is at taking these. I think he's a pretty solid free throw shooter. Front end bounces in for him. And Jaylen Brown will hit both. We'll use their final timeout to advance the ball, but it's got to be a 3. Well, all right, here we go. Trying to keep the win streak alive and move to 4-1 this year, but a 3 is what it takes to tie it up. Who do we go to? What do we draw up? Cobb drives back to Moore. Stepping into it, it's a 2. Gonna have to foul again. And we're gonna have less time to find a 3 if they hit both this time around. We have no timeouts, by the way, to advance the ball. As Christie fouls out, Sasser comes in, and Brown is hit every free throw, but they've all hit the rim a couple times before dropping in. And again, 4 for 4, all of which have looked kind of dicey, but no timeouts. Just got to get a good play up. And Cobb got it! We're all tied! At 1:53, the Celtics will call timeout with 3.8 to go and a chance to walk it off here in their home court. What a shot by Cobb. And the three's good! Not again! Tatum! No, man! How many times can this possibly happen to one team? At least once the last 3 episodes. Come on, man! This is just sickening stuff. I can't believe this. Is this gonna happen every episode now? That's what it feels like, man. Holy cow. Tatum just has an answer for every bucket we score in the 4th quarter. And they come out on top with 4 different players scoring 20 or more points. How do you score 153 and lose? We had 5 players as well score 20 plus. 2 of which scored over 30. How do you lose this game? I get it's a high scoring affair, but we just allowed them to shoot 61%. Never again. Corey Kispert now fully healed. Approaching this next game against the Knicks, we're going to bring him back into our lineup. Back in the win column, 128 to 122 over the Knicks. They had 7 players score double figures, but we get 40 to a season high for Cobb, 14 for 23 from the field. Fantastic three-point shooting. Kylan Moore also plays very well. The Stars finally have great games side by side, and we win because of it. Another late battle unfolding here in October. Grizzlies trail us by 2. We're in Mexico City. A minute 15 left to go. Let's jump in. We have the ball, leading by 2 points. Dennis drives and throws it down to double the lead to 4. He's only got 14 points, but has shot the ball at a 71% clip. How can we just close the game out and get our 5th win this season? Ja Morant has it, finds Mane cutting inside, but his layup won't go. Good rim protection by Kylan Moore. Jarris Walker will boost our lead to 6, and time is running out for the Grizzlies. Inside to Mane, this time he'll get it to go. I think his first name is like Giacomo or something. He's an international player that has become, in the last couple years, kind of the 3rd or 2nd star here in Memphis after Jackson Jr. left for Washington. There's Cobb driving with the dunk. And our lead is back to 6. Grizzlies got to go fast. Ja Morant fouled. That is the worst call I've ever seen. That is such a clean block. It's not even funny. But it'll put Ja Morant at the line for a pair. He's got 26 points here in this game, but misses the front end. That could be crucial. There's no shot clock left. 5-point game. Aztecs will have it now. 22 seconds left to go. To put the game away, free throws for Dennis. He knocks down the front ends. And the back end too. And the Aztecs close the game out late and take it 117 to 110. We are 5-2. 37-13 for Cobb and the win. Good day for Cam Christie as well. And we come out on top despite 3 players for the Grizzlies scoring 20 or more. And it's actually not Giacomo Mane, it's Fausto Mane. That's who it is. That's right. He's pretty good this year, actually. 19 points per game and shooting very well. In our next game, we lose by a point against the now 2-7 Pacers. A really bad loss against a team that has really underperformed so far this year. 34 for Mathurin, double-double for Halliburton and Miles Turner, 20-plus for Cobb and Christie, but it's not enough to win. And we'll lose by 3 against the Suns. Back-to-back 1-score losses, despite 20-plus for Cobb, Dennis, Moore, and Christie. 3 of whom had double-doubles. How do you lose this game? I guess you just didn't play enough defense. 25 for Bryce Sensabaugh. No longer in Utah. But we take down the Blue Crabs to get back in the win column despite 21 from Rob Dillingham. We got 29 for Cobb. He's had a really nice stretch here of play the last couple of games. 26-7 for Dennis. And we come out on top shooting 51%. We also take down the Magic. Leonard Dennis dropping 24 for Orlando. Kylan Moore dropping 36 and 12. Really a big day for him. David Dennis also played very well. Really good game for these two twins as he drops 24 and 12. Another good win. We beat the Knicks for the 2nd time this year, outscoring them by 23 points in the 4th quarter to win by 28. 26 and 11 for Moore, 21 for Cobb at 8 boards, 8 assists, but shot the ball relatively poorly. Hillel Ware drops 20 and 9, Brunson only 15 points. And what a win here against the Heat, 29, 8 and 11 for Cobb, 10 for 14 from the field, 26 and 6 for Kylan Moore. And a bunch of other players scoring double figures. We beat the brakes off Miami. I can't really do the math, but it's like a 50, 60-point win, somewhere in that realm. They get 5 straight wins. We take down the Warriors by 2, staving off a 4th quarter. Actually, we came back in the 4th quarter and won this game. 34 for Zion here in this one. Cobb playing very good basketball as of late. 21 and 11 for David Dennis. And nearly 15 and 15 for Kylan Moore. And the rematch, the Warriors lose again, this time by 9. 29 for Moore, 23 for Dennis. Cobb, 14, 10, and 6. 4 blocks in this game and 2 steals. Only took 11 shots, but played well while doing so. For the Warriors, 26 for Zion, but not quite as good of a performance as the last matchup. And the win streak continues. 24, 12, and 6 for Moore. 21 and 11 for Cobb. A lot more rebounds for him, I think, this year than in years past, at least on average. 20 for Sasser off the bench. Good day for him. Jarris Walker, 12, 5, 2, and 5. 26 for Anthony Simons. Only 17 for Ant. And we beat them by 26. And now coming off another win, we have a bit of an injury concern now. Dylan Young with a right hand fracture will probably miss the next 2 to 3 weeks if I had to guess. So he's going to miss some time. Big blow to our bench. Who comes in for him now? It's probably going to be a mix of Christie, Kispert, and some of McCaw. But McCaw is now cold. Maybe somebody else deserves a chance. McCall has shot really poorly for us, hasn't really done a whole lot. 30% from the field. Maybe he's better fit to be a G League player this year. He's the lowest overall player on the entire roster. That's probably going to be a move that we make next episode. We'll give it a few more games, but I'm planning to send him down to the G League for sure. But with Dylan Young out, this will let Corey Kispert get up to 25 minutes a game and Christie up to 35. So a bigger role for both players, but they've played well so far this year. I'm expecting more of the same. Memphis gets revenge and breaks our win streak, beating us by 11, by outscoring us by 12 in the fourth quarter and 18 as a whole in the second half. 28 for John Morant, 26 for Banks, and 24 for Mané. Elijah Banks, by the way, was the first overall pick in this most recent draft. So far, he's been pretty involved. It's about 17 points per game. Has shot about 40 to 41% from the field so far. But in this game, Cobb drops 23 and 14, although missed a lot of shots. Christie also shot the ball poorly. So did Moore. Dennis too. And now we have lost back-to-back games with our final simmed episode, or our final sim game of the episode. We lose by 5 against the sub-500 Raptors. Another bad loss. Cole Anthony drops 38, 9, and 11. What is it with these random players putting up triple-double-esque numbers? First it was Keontae George in the Game 6 against Utah last year. Now it's Cole Anthony dropping 38, 9, and 11. And then Mikal Bridges, who's not a guard, is more of a forward, but still put up like 40-some points out of nowhere. What's going on here? 28 for Dennis, 24 for Moore, 23, 12, and 9 for Cobb, and we still can't win. Come on, guys. That'll leave us approaching the end of November with a 13-6 record, 4th in the power rankings, 2nd in the conference, 2.5 games back from the Rockets, who are right now the next team we have on the schedule. We're going to end it right here. The Rockets are currently 17-5. We have only lost a single home game, but like last year, have been pretty bad on the road to start things out. Only 4-5. We've lost 2 games in a row after winning about 8 games in a row. So looking for a win to get us back in the win column. But so far, the offense has been really good. I think the defense is a concern, though. Clearly, by the showcase game and by several of these losses, like 3 of our 6 L's, or really 4 of them, we've given up at least 121 points. So defense has to be the key for us to really right the ship to a potential first seed finish to our season. But it's been like a month and a half, so a lot to improve upon, a lot to think about as we approach the rest of our season. We'll end off by looking at some quick stats so far this year. Cobb has averaged about 26, 8, and 5, so definitely a lot more rebounds for him compared to years past. pretty much 2 extra rebounds a game is going to be really helpful for us. He's shot the ball extremely well. Kylan Moore shooting 50 or 45% from the field, averaging about 22 and 10 a game. He's been really good. 2 blocks a game. Threes, somehow about where they were a year ago. Not much of a change there, so we'll probably try and remove any 3-point plays that he has assigned to him. But Dennis has shot the ball very well. 19 points per game, 8 assists. He's been pretty much our best shooter and has shot 40% from downtown as well. Cam Christie playing very well. I think he's really a great fit for the starting 5. Sasser, Walker, Young have all shot the ball well here. Kispert has actually not been very good. 40% from the field, only 4 points per game, but has been 41% from downtown. Just his 2s aren't falling right now. And McCaw has dropped to now 27%. He's going to have to be sent down to the G League. We're going to have to wait, I think. Or actually, we could probably just do this right now and just get this out of the way. And just send him down. And maybe bring up Uwawa to our roster. So we'll sign him for the rest of the year. And this should allow us to send... I still can't send McCaw down. I'll have to figure this out next episode, but we'll close it right here. I think there's a lot to like about this team, but there are definitely things to improve that can really turn us into that true championship contender. And we have pretty much a 3-week stretch of a lot of tests against several good Western Conference teams and the most recent back-to-back champs, the Pistons. So we'll see some of those games next time. Leave your thoughts down below on which team we should face. Who do you want to see? And like the video, subscribe for more. I'll see y'all next time. Take care. Have a great day.